Hi, my name's Rich Prang, Director of Instruction at the Jim Flick Golf Performance Center. Today we're going to talk about greenside pitch shots and/or chip shots that are frustrating or can be frustrating for all skill levels. I'd like to start today by addressing three aspects that we really need to consider before we hit the shot. One would be to check how the ball's resting on the ground. Typically you have one of three types of lies. You have a ball sitting down on the dirt, you have one that's halfway down, and then you have a golf ball that's sitting on top of the grass. It's very important to recognize how the ball's resting on the ground because it's going to assist or determine how you're going to hit the shot. Factor number 2 and 3 are kind of tied together. You want to recognize how much green you have to work with. Are you short-sighted or have a lot of green to work with? And most important, your landing area. Many of us tend not to spend enough time in finding where you want the ball to land on the green. We typically allow our eyes to go from ball to flag as opposed to have our eyes go from ball to our landing area. Having mentioned those three factors, the lie, how much green you have to work with, and your landing area, I'd first like to address one tendency that haunts all golfers with these shots. And that conversation wants to start from here at the end of your backswing. So many of us will tend to drag the handle through and leave the club head behind. When we drag the handle and leave the club head behind, it can produce the skulls across the green, or as the body and handle's already ahead and now the club gets into the picture, we can chunk the golf ball as well. So it's important to recognize on these shots that in transition, you would like to get the club head involved as opposed to drag the handle through. More about that in a minute. So the first lie we're going to consider is when the ball's resting halfway down. I've checked my lie, I've found my landing area, and I recognize how much green I have to work with. Why this is important is to not get too greedy. We always want to give ourselves a chance. And if we get too greedy when not a lot of green to work with, we could have the same shot in front of us. Let's run through technique when the ball's sitting halfway down. I'm going to allow the club face to rest 20 or 30 degrees open, and I'm going to let the weight rest on the forward side. In my practice swings, I'll allow my eyes to find my landing area 2 or 3 times. I'm going to create sufficient width with the arms and club. If I get too narrow, I will dig. And once I create width, as mentioned before, I'm going to get the club head involved to initiate the transition. (20 or 30 degrees open), weight forward, find my landing area, create width, and get the club head involved. The second lie we're going to consider would be when the ball's resting on top of the grass. We've all experienced going right underneath the golf ball and getting to try the shot once again a yard or two in front of us. It's important to consider a couple of things on this shot. One, possibly use less loft. Using a 60 degree, the degree of difficulty when the ball's sitting on top of the grass is much higher. If you do choose to use your 60, you want to almost feel like you're allowing the club face to close or take a little loft off. So it's when we're coming through impact with all the loft on it that it's very easy to leave this shot short. So in review, same address position, club face 20 or 30 degrees open, weight forward. I will once again create plenty of width as opposed to narrow, which could cause me to dig. Once I create that width, I'm going to allow that club face to square up or rotate closed. The third lie we're going to consider is when the ball's sitting down. This one is definitely a guessing game, intimidation, not sure how the golf ball's going to come out. When the golf ball is sitting down, it's important that we do not have a lot of follow through. So I'm going to take a couple of practice swings. I'll still address the club face 20 or 30 degrees open with the weight on the forward side. And I will still create width in the backswing and also get the club head involved as opposed to drag the handle. But you'll notice on my rehearsals, there will not be much follow through. I enjoyed that one. In review, when the ball's sitting down, open the face 20 or 30 degrees, weight forward, create your width, get the club head involved, but not a lot of follow through. Leave the club head in the grass. In closing, the Jim Flick Golf Performance Center has several short game clinics you can attend, or find your favorite instructor to learn these skills around the green even better. Feel free to give us a call at 480-595-4280 and have a great day.